flower, violet green, lily of the valley on my knees.
Good morning, everyone. I've just made myself my favourite breakfast at the minute, though it is lacking some fruit. It's Monday and I always get my Rutherford delivery on a Tuesday, so we don't have any like fresh strawberries or watermelon. I think we've got some bananas and apples, but it's just not what I'm feeling like first thing. But we have got my favourite breakfast at the moment of avocado on rye toast, tofu scramble with loads of veg. Today we've got spring greens, onion, carrot and mushroom with a side of kimchi, and my two beverages of choice, sparkling water, which is so refreshing, and a decaf coffee with oat milk. I wanted to share the foods that I have been loving to eat while pregnant. I did a what I eat in a week, I think 3 months ago or something. I'm now in my 3rd trimester. I am 36 weeks pregnant whilst filming this video, though not sure when it's going to go live. We're pre-filming, I'm going on maternity leave soon, so you'll get this maybe when baby's here, who knows. These are the foods that I have eaten throughout pregnancy, or I've craved, or I just have every week currently. I have tofu every single week, if not every single day. As a vegan, it's such a great source of protein. It's such a great source of things like iron, and the reason I love tofu is it's like a carrier for lots of other veg as well. So I can have tofu scramble with lots of veg. Often if I'll have tofu for lunch or dinner, it'll come with rice and vegetables. It's just a good base to a meal that keeps me very full. It doesn't give me the ick. It's never given me the ick throughout pregnancy. Even in my 1st trimester when I was feeling quite sick, one of my go-to meals was rice and tofu, just like very, very plain. So I love it. It's so good for you. And this is like my favourite breakfast ever. Key for the best tofu as well is add some nutritional yeast and a bit of kalanamak, which is black salt, which gives it kind of an eggy texture. You can put whatever veg you like in it. You can put whatever spice you like in it. I put turmeric always to make it yellow. And then I'll put maybe paprika and chili. And you just crumble it up in there and fry it up, and it's so good. It's lunchtime. And I sat outside because the weather is glorious. I'll last 5 minutes out here, but I'm going to soak it up while I can. My electric AI lawnmower is going, and I've got myself a delicious bowl of lunch. This is leftover gunpowder potatoes, which is just kind of like spicy roasted new potatoes, a tin of cannellini beans and some hummus with spring onion on top, and also a bit of Cholula and lemon juice. I eat beans every single day, pretty much, in the form of like tinned beans or hummus. It's such a great source of protein, great source of iron if you're vegan or vegetarian. They're so good for fibre, full of nutrients, and just something that everyone should be eating. Doesn't matter what diet you follow, they're just so good for you, and you don't have to complicate it. Like, this is literally some leftovers with a tin of beans chucked on top and some hummus. Don't overthink these things. Obviously you can flavour beans in lots of delicious ways and cook them, but a lot of the time for lunch I just want to just get a tin of beans out of the cupboards, maybe put a bit of seasoning on there and just eat them like this. I love them for how versatile they are, how cheap they are, how easy it is for you to get them in the supermarket. They're always available in tins. If you can get your hands on the Bold Bean Company ones, they are superior. They taste so good, just straight out the jar. They're just unbelievably delicious. And I just think they're one of those foods that's overlooked and it needs to get more hype because they're just so good for you. And they really have seen me throughout pregnancy, because chickpeas especially, they're just such a simple food that you can always count on. Especially hummus. I know that in my 1st trimester I would have cucumber or carrot or pitta and hummus most days because it was so plain, and it would just satisfy that kind of need for fat, protein, carbs, and something quick when I was feeling kind of sick. I eat beans every day. Good morning everyone, it's lovely and sunny today. Before I make breakfast I'm gonna feed Roxy, and she's waiting very patiently because I usually feed her straight away, but I have the paid partnership of today's vlog to share with you, which is Butternut Box. If you have a dog, this may be of interest to you, especially if you're someone probably watching me who cares about your own diet. You probably care about your dog's diet too, and they offer fresh, high quality, tailored meals. She's been eating Butternut Box now, I feel like for nearly 2 years, maybe a year and a half. I've shared our journey with Roxy since the beginning, since when we adopted her, and also the period of time in which she actually ended up becoming very ill. She had a disease called IMHA, which is severe anemia. And I bring this up because when that happened, I've never experienced having a pet become so unwell. She had to go to hospital, she nearly died, and it was a really, really difficult time. And post her recovering and getting better, because she thankfully came out the other side and the vets did an incredible job looking after her and bringing her back to a thriving health, I started to really think about her overall health and really becoming much more interested. Before that, obviously I cared about her health a lot, but it was something that I was like, okay, what can I do to make Roxy the happiest and healthiest dog possible? She was on steroids for a while and she gained quite a lot of weight, so we knew we had to get her weight down. We tried quite a few different dog foods and lots of them she didn't like, so she was quite fussy about them. A few of them didn't really change her weight, and some of them just, yeah, they just didn't work for her until we tried Butternut Box. Now, we were a customer of Butternut Box long before we worked with them. This was the dog food that she loved and that actually started to improve her weight and her health massively. So as soon as we started feeding her this, not only did she absolutely love it, like she would just run downstairs for breakfast, which she never did before, but she just immediately started looking and seeming a lot more healthy. We get comments from friends and family when they'd see her like, oh my gosh, she's lost so much weight, she looks so much healthier, her coat is so shiny, she's so bouncy. She's 10 years old now and people still stop us and think that she's a puppy because she looks so happy and thriving. So the thing that we love about them is that they're made from high quality ingredients, so meat and veg, and they're gently cooked so that all of the nutrients are preserved, and they come in lots of different flavours, so she gets a variety. She's not eating the same boring thing every day. So you've got things like turkey, duck and chicken, salmon, and also they have veg options too, which we do get. So this is ready steady veggie and she loves all of them. So there's no artificial preservatives or nasties, which makes me happy because we do the same with her treats as well. Very convenient because it's delivered straight to your door on a subscription, so I don't really have to think about it. It's always just arrives and we always have enough. Put it in the freezer and then you take out to defrost and put it in the fridge to serve to your dog, which is really easy. So the cool thing as well is that this is tailored specifically for your dog and their needs, so their age, their breed, their weight, allergies, preferences, and this is probably why it worked for her, because we inputted all that information and she lost weight and became a lot healthier very quickly compared to the dog foods that were just kind of one for all, that weren't tailored specifically for Roxy. She has so much of a better appetite now, she's got a healthier gut, her poos are much smaller and regular, and she's just overall way more happy on this food than she has been on any other food we've given her, and it gives me that peace of mind because I love her so much. She means so much to me, and it just gives me that comfort and peace of mind that she is eating just as good as I am. I'd really recommend Butternut Box. Like I said, we were a customer long before we ever worked with them because it was the best solution for her. We've seen massive improvements. So if you want to try them out, I've got a discount code, Madeleine Roxy, to get 50% off your first 2 boxes with a subscription, which is great. So give it a try, see if your dog enjoys it. And I honestly think you won't turn back because it has been just Butternut Box ever since we first tried it. So let's feed her her food and show you how much she loves it. What's this? What's this? Hey. Yum yum. I swear to you, she's the only dog I've ever known to wag their tail whilst they eat their dinner. We shaved her the other day so she looks like a different breed. Good girl. She almost looks like, well, she looks more like a working cocker, but it's so hot at the minute and her hair is getting longer. She just looks so much healthier. You couldn't really see her waistline before, whereas now that's like the healthy shape for a dog from above. You can always tell if they're overweight if they have that waistline. And she's super soft and shiny and doesn't smell. She hasn't got bad breath. Check out the link in the description box and the discount code Butternut Box, and I think you'll love it and your dog will love it too. Did you enjoy that? Yeah? You're a good girl. Yes, you are. You love it, don't you? Love it. Okay, so one of the things I try and have every week, if not every day, is some form of greens. When you are pregnant, your baby saps all the iron out of you. So obviously beans and tofu are great for iron, but so are greens. So I try and accompany my meals with any form of greens, but dark leafy greens especially are good. So in the tofu that I showed you, the tofu scramble, because this is kind of what I have every day for breakfast, I put some spring greens in here. Yeah, any greens like kale, spinach, anything that you can see in the supermarket. Like even you could probably really roughly chop broccoli into like really small chunks and put that in the scramble and you wouldn't really tell. You don't have to make it like I'm having kale on the side of my breakfast or I'm having to have that like on the side of my dinner. You can just put it into dishes. So a great way to do this would be to blend up spinach into a pasta sauce. Just finding ways to fit it into your life. So in a tofu scramble, this has got lots of veg, but it's got the spring greens in there. That's what I have done throughout my pregnancy. There are some weeks for sure where I really don't feel like eating my greens. Definitely not saying I'm perfect in that regard, but it definitely is something that's on my mind all the time. Like I'm generally speaking thinking about having that as a big part of my diet because I know it's so good for me and so good for the baby. So another way I thought I could show you actually how I have this tofu scramble is not just on toast, but in a nice wrap. But yeah, you can see all the lovely greens in there that make this just ultra delicious, and you don't even taste them. So one of the yummiest ways to have it is in a wrap, so like a tofu kind of breakfast burrito. I really recommend when you make tofu scramble, if you do enjoy it, to just make a large batch. I do 2 blocks of tofu. That will last me like probably about 5 meals, usually. Lasts me the full working week, and at the weekends it's a bit more flexible. So I've kind of got a little bit left there actually. Maybe I'll put all of it in. And then I'll put some, well, I'll heat this up first actually, microwave this. And then put some avocado. Basically the same as what I do with my toast, except in a wrap. Well, sometimes you don't feel like bread. You know, you don't really feel like a whole slice of bread in the morning. You feel like a wrap that's a bit less, depending on your appetite that day. And then kimchi. Kimchi, I would say, I probably have every week, but I don't think it's like a necessary thing. If you are experiencing digestive problems, fermented foods can be really good for that. I don't know that I want to recommend it though, because I don't know what the laws or rules are depending on your country, because I did have someone message me saying, you can have kimchi. I've been told not to have kimchi while I'm pregnant. In the UK, that's not advice I've been given. So it depends. So just check with your doctor, because I don't know that obviously fermented foods sometimes have different things to consider, but I have kimchi most days and my digestion is really fantastic. I've not experienced constipation during pregnancy, which is kind of surprising to me because I know that's a really common symptom for TMI here. And I actually think it's because of the fact that I do eat a lot of fibre and I've made that a huge priority, as well as fermented foods like kimchi. So I will put a bit of hot sauce, some chalala, and then squeeze of lemon I just did as well. And then wrap this up and you've got yourself a seriously delicious and very hearty breakfast burrito, which is pretty lazy. Look how little time that took me because I've already meal prepped my tofu scramble. And there's all those delicious hidden greens in there. It's so good. Good evening. I'm making chips for dinner. I had on my plan to make breaded tofu, like tofu chicken nuggets, and chips, like homemade chips with some salad and stuff. I've had a very long day. I've cried. It's been one of those. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I have had chips as my craving, like my main craving throughout pregnancy. I will have homemade chips, frozen chips, McDonald's chips, whatever chips I can get my hands on. If we're in a restaurant, I will always order chips. That's what I'm having this evening because it's 7:15 and I've just got home and I'm just like, I'm not standing and cooking dinner right now. Alex isn't here. This happens probably once a week. I'll have chips for dinner and that's great and that's fine and that's normal because you've got to give in to the craving sometimes. So I'm gonna have a big bowl of chips and enjoy my experience of them. I might put some cheese on them. We shall see. Honestly, it hits the spot every time. And I did put some Cathedral City plant-based on here. So Alex is on dinner duty today. What are we having? What are you watching? Bob's Burgers. So we're doing my red lentil dal, which is one of my, I think it's my first ever recipe I posted on my website. And it's a classic. We actually haven't had it in ages.
No.
And you're making a little raita? Or a little onion salad?
A mini salad thing.
Delicious.
I always forget the recipe for it.
I'll link my recipe. It's on my website. If you didn't know, I have a recipe website with hundreds of recipes, so I'll link it. I'll have it with some naan bread and some rice. There's rice in there.
No sun, lights off, I'm annoyed, I'm trying in the focus. You fighting the void, country quiet, the noise on paid to record, not delivered by the money. I'm at vantage point. Message from the highest, now it's coming up. I'm not let it rain down on my body.
Thank you.
We did the label for nobody, now it's time to
Look at this feast. One of the things that I do have every week is curry. Whether it's a dal, whether it's a tofu curry, whether it's a vegetable curry. Something about curry is so comforting. So delicious any time of the year, and I had to include it in this video because I can't go a week. There's not a week that passes, even outside of pregnancy, that I don't have curry. Alex has made a delicious little onion salad, so I'm going to enjoy this very, very much. And lentils hit the spot just like beans do. We're back on the sofa because truly every morning I sit here with my breakfast, watch a bit of TV. I usually watch Love Island from the night before, and I have my breakfast, and we do have our dinners on the sofa. It's bad, isn't it? We sometimes have dinner at the table, but just when you're a bit more physically uncomfortable, sitting on the sofa is just a bit nicer than sitting on a hard chair. This morning I've got slightly different breakfast because we'd run out of bread and Alex bought some bagels. I'm losing track of the things I've shared in this vlog, but I know that I have avocado. I feel like it's been one of my biggest cravings throughout pregnancy. I've really tried to listen to those cravings. Before pregnancy I'd have avocado, of course. I'd have like maybe 1 or 2 a week, but I have it every single day now. And I imagine it's because of the fat content in avocado and all the good sort of nutrition in it. And it was one of the first cravings I noticed, that every day I just really wanted avocado on toast. And I also remember I really wanted oranges. And so I listened to it. And I know that both of those foods, when I Googled it, they were all about brain development and organ development. And it listed all the reasons why that was so great for your baby. So I still do that. I still have avocado pretty much every single day. On the other half, we've got some vegan Philadelphia, which I haven't had in ages actually, but that's pretty delicious. And then I've got myself a smoothie. I probably have a smoothie about once a week, but the craving for fruit has been like no other. I have to have fruit every morning with my breakfast. It was probably the first thing that cropped up in terms of cravings. I was desperate for cold smoothies, oranges, kiwis, like tropical fruits in particular, and citrusy flavours. And it's still the case. Like I just have been having loads of strawberries and blueberries and blackberries, frozen fruits out of the freezer, just eating them straight. And it's just, oh, hits the spot. I think it's because I'm so thirsty. Fruit's incredibly good for you, obviously. And so I have as much fruit as my body desires. And some days that's quite a lot. I'll just be eating fruit throughout the day. Avocado is a fruit. Also in my smoothies, I always chuck the omega mix. It's like flax seeds, chia seeds. I think it's also got pumpkin seeds. I'm not entirely sure, it says on the front, but seeds that are high in omegas are really great too. And I try and sprinkle them on my foods if I'm having a salad. I probably should have put some on my avocado toast, but it's in my smoothie, so that's okay. But I sprinkle them on top of things and you can't taste it. Good afternoon. It's lunchtime and I'm making a really quick, easy lunch. I actually did just have a snack of some hummus, carrot and pita. But we have this lovely pepper sauce, which I figured we could use up. Maybe I'll put some pesto in it. I don't know how far that sauce is gonna go. We've got some of this Kinda Co vegan cheese. Throw that in there. And I'm gonna put some veg in there that we need to be eating because we have a lot of veg in this drawer. So I need to go for the oldest veg first. I don't know if I want the greens in there. I would put mushrooms in, but Alex will probably murder me. Do you have any spinach? What was this for though? I feel like this was for something. Well, we can use some of it. I think I'll just keep it simple because I can go for spinach and tomatoes and use some of the abundance of basil that we have. This basil this year has gone so well. I think it's because I've been plucking them and using them so much that they have just grown so lovely and big. And we can make ourselves a very lovely fresh pasta dish. Pasta is definitely something I have every single week, and I want to highlight the importance of carbohydrates. Carbs are not bad. I feel like probably in pregnancy, you know that you're not going to be thinking about restricting your carbohydrates. Always trying to make sure I'm full enough. So carbs and protein and fat in a balanced amount is always important. And we've got my favourite nipple pasta. Feels like a dream. Feels like exactly what I want to eat right now. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Sometimes a pasta shape is all that it takes to make a pasta feel fancy. If this was penne, it would feel quite boring. But because it's got the nipple pasta, I like to call it orecchietti. Oh my goodness me. This will be gone in about 3 seconds. Carbs are everything. So if you're finding yourself in pregnancy being afraid of weight gain, I don't know, falling into diet culture or diet traps or getting nervous about foods, try and strip it back to basics and focus on foods that make you feel comforted, that make you feel good, that make you feel full, that would leave you satisfied for a long time. Try and get in tune with your body. It's a nice time to do that. I know as women we struggle a lot with this kind of idea of not gaining too much weight during pregnancy and maintaining a healthy diet whilst not giving in to cravings. And I do think some of that messaging is kind of problematic and unhelpful because we're going through so much. It's such a big challenge being pregnant. Our cravings are strong, our feelings are strong, and I don't think you should shut them off. I think you should listen to your body. As long as you have like knowledge around nutrition, we're pretty smart. We're not stupid. We know what foods make us feel good intuitively. We know what foods make us feel full. We know how we feel after we've eaten something that hasn't made us feel great or hasn't made us feel full. There's nothing here like I don't know, this is just such a nutritious, delicious meal. I've just heard from lots of you that you're struggling with weight gain in pregnancy and balancing your diet and trying not to gain too much weight. And I'm inviting you to maybe switch your focus, challenge where those thoughts are coming from. Is that coming from like a genuine concern and a health problem? Or is that coming from outside societal pressure to maintain a perfect body or to look a certain way postpartum, when in reality you want to be nourishing yourself and your baby, so you're going to have the best experience of pregnancy and postpartum, so that you're going to have you know, all the goodness that they need, and also postpartum, if you plan on breastfeeding, all the nourishment that they need, and if you're not planning on breastfeeding, all the energy that you need to be looking after a person. Don't deny yourself the foods that make you feel incredible, including pasta and all the carbs.
In the morning, when you walk away, my heart drops to the floor. They said it would get easier, but I don't know who for. Days move faster now, I swear. I can feel them slip away. But some things like
I'm ready for some chips! Chippies! Chippies! Twice in 1 week. Probably gonna have some more at the weekend. At least they're homemade this time and organic. What you had in there, babe?
Yeah, it's all lumpy.
What is it?
Garlic salt.
Ooh, nice. Garlic
every
granules.
word you said, and you stayed true to me. We lean into the great beyond. There's more love yet to make. 'Cause
I need a
something
close up of having this burger because this is good. I've gone for a double patty. I've already taken a bite for Instagram. This is so delicious. You absolutely must make the burger sauce, and you absolutely must put the cheese on top and melt it. And Alex has made some delicious homemade fries, which when they were cooking, smelt incredible. What did you put on them? Garlic?
Onion, basil.
Garlic, onion powder and basil. And salt and pepper?
Oh yeah.
So good. And I'm going to dip these in the extra burger sauce. And this highlights that every single week I for sure have comfort food. I have my craving. I either make it from scratch or I'll buy frozen chips and pre-made vegan burgers every week because this makes me happy. Something I've been doing is anytime I make food that I can freeze, I have been freezing it ahead of baby coming. So the extra burgers, I've just put them in foil and put what it is and the date, and this can go in the freezer. I'm gonna batch cook separately as well. If you are someone who doesn't have time to do that, if you can't like find an afternoon to batch cook for when baby comes, then just make extra when you're cooking and then freeze it, because that saves the kind of effort of having to like allocate a day to batch cooking. So yesterday we saved 2 kind of like curry containers worth of dal. Anytime I've been doing like recipe videos, I've been trying to save it. So I've got quite a good stash in the freezer. I do want to do like a whole kind of like proper batch cooking of the things I really, really want postpartum. It's actually meant that I've got a good stash. And obviously you can still go to the shops and buy things. It's not like you know, I'm gonna be desperate, but it does just kind of save the hassle of thinking. And we have a whole shelf now pretty much. This is the dal from yesterday. We've got a sausage pilaf, we've got more black bean burgers, I've got little mini pasties, loads of stuff in here, and you can see the top shelf there as well, it's full of containers for when baby arrives. Welcome back to the sofa. Usually we do homemade pizzas. We get the pizza dough from the freezer section in Sainsbury's or Tesco, and we do our favourite toppings. I always have mushrooms, onion and olives. Is that what I usually have? Or like sometimes I have vegan chicken. Alex always has vegan chicken and chilli and red onion. This week we were running late and I didn't have any pizza dough, so we actually got these, what's the brand? Meatless Farm.
Meatless Farm.
So I've got the ham and mushroom, Alex has got the pepperoni, and I actually probably don't remember the last time I had a supermarket pizza because I don't like them, because I think they're bad.
It's probably these ones, to be honest. We got them. They were 3 for £2, but today they were full price.
Yeah, every single Friday pretty much we make homemade pizzas. So this is not going to be the same or as good, but let's try it.
No, but
that's actually not bad. They're always very dry.
yeah,
Compared to
that's what the dips are for.
the homemade one, which I don't love. Yeah, it's okay. If you're after a good vegan pizza, just get the pizza dough. You literally just roll it out and put your toppings on top. I put passata, some vegan cheese, you know, some veg, and you're done. And it's so good. And we've also, Alex got garlic bread and those chicken. What's the chicken brand?
KFC. Vegan.
I'm not sure how many I should eat of these, because vegan meat, if I eat too much of it, always ends up upsetting my tummy. So I tend to just have like 1 or 2 of these things if I do eat them. They're really nice. The coating, the breadcrumbs.
Normally I try and get like fries, popcorn, chicken, but we didn't have any.
They're very good. Very good. It's like panko breadcrumbs, like really, really crispy. Anyway, the moral of the story is comfort eating is key in pregnancy. It is so key. Make yourself happy.
Outside of a movie, maybe you'd want to watch this.
I already watched it.
Did you actually?
Yeah. Sorry. So to finish this vlog, his little bonus entry is cereal. So this is the cereal that I have had constantly because it's my favourite cereal ever. It's from the Free brand. I'm not gluten-free, but I love this cereal. It's so delicious. The ingredients are nice compared to some cereals. Like obviously, if you want cereal, have the cereal that you like, it doesn't matter. I just absolutely love the taste of this. Ice cold milk, Sometimes I'm like tempted to put friggin' ice cubes in it because I want the milk to be ice cold, but I absolutely love when the milk goes chocolatey. Last night, no joke, I had cereal for dinner because I was so tired and I could not be bothered to make dinner. Alex came home really late, so I had to make myself something, and I was like, I'm just gonna make cereal. The chocolatey milk. I think the reason it's so good is because those times when you don't want to have to cook anything, this is so filling, sweet, but also carby, just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the nostalgic element of it being the sort of thing you would have had when you were a kid, so it's really comforting. And for those times when you just absolutely are so starving and you don't know what to have, this always is the solution. So sometimes like mid-morning where I'm like, I need to make my lunch, but I'm too hungry to like wait for my lunch to be made before I can eat. I'll have a bowl of cereal first at like 11. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you're pregnant or what you've been pregnant before, what foods you had every single week. I'd be really curious to know if you had any like funny cravings or if there are things that you try to prioritize. I'd love to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed it. I've got a pregnancy playlist if you're curious, and I also have a kind of what I eat in a week, what I eat playlist. I've done so many of these, so you can go check that out, and I will see you in the next vlog.